Hi everyone, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily, Tuesday training. It's Des here. Looking to get the week up and running properly, literally, whichever way you can get about it. Just looking to move things forward and really start making the most of the things we enjoy. Of course, for me, that involves activity. I was up early, very early this morning, leading the DOdaily coaching sessions, encouraging the guys to get out there and really attack the day. Those that turned up, despite the wet conditions, when it would have been easy not to, really made the most of it, really got so much fun and felt much better as soon as they'd got about their business. And that was fantastic to see, inspiration in itself. Of course, on DOdaily, that's all I'm really looking to do, is motivate and inspire people just to see how somebody else goes about everyday life, to see how other people do what they do, looking to be positive, feel enthusiastic and really make the most of things. Whilst I did that, it's been a good day. Back to work after the epic weekend, the stag do. Really sort of had to get stuck into things. Kay's birthday, taking time to celebrate that too, of course. And then this evening I finished it. I'm coming on late now because I finished it by getting a great opportunity to meet one of my heroes growing up, somebody who was an inspiration to many, a Forest footballer. Not everybody will know who it is, but Ian Woan. And in the week before Forest return to the Premier League, I'm looking forward to the weekend, as I mentioned on Monday Motivation, and getting that routine back in my life, as well as trying to get all the others. It was great to meet Ian with some friends and have a really nice, genuine chat. Nothing out there really, you know. And again, with Kay and one or two friends, that was absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed that. It's put me in a really good frame of mind. And of course now I'm just kind of wrapping things up, trying to process it and see where it's worked and where it hasn't. Again, a real reason for DOdaily. All I'm trying to be here is honest, relatable, realistic. If you can give the episode a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely fantastic. That would support the channel. And of course, if you're new, please do subscribe. Mentioned some of the reasons why I do the channel, what this is all about. Of course, not everybody would have seen episodes in the past. Not everybody will get it straight away. It probably takes a few watches. It's just somebody who's kind of says it as it is, says it as they see it, you know, trying to sort of help people understand that it's okay to have a mixture of feelings, you know, the ups and downs of everyday life, and just try and find ways to make the most of what we've got. And that's definitely what I've done today. It's not been a typical Tuesday. It's not been the Tuesday I'd hoped to get back to in terms of routine and some of the things where I've changed plans for, which I spoke about a lot over the last week or so. But it's just been a day where nice things have happened. Mentioned getting up early, those guys, you know, absolutely brilliant. You know, making the most of it despite the conditions. Work was particularly busy, but again, come away from that and felt I got so much done. And then the celebrating and time with other friends, including Kay, you know, that was absolutely amazing too. And meeting somebody never met before, and whether it's somebody who is, how can I put it, famous in our world, I guess, or semi-famous, you know, in the grand scheme of things, whether it's that or just meeting everyday people, you know, it's absolutely fantastic either way, isn't it? You know, I was saying on the stag do at the weekend, I love meeting people and getting to know them. That's one of the best things we can do in life, and we underestimate it sometimes. You know, we're a little bit too quick to judge, a little bit sort of, no, they're not my type of person, that kind of thing. But stag do's in particular, although it was mine and I know everybody, I love that part where you go on other people's stag do's or weekends with other people, and you end up meeting new groups and form new friendships. You know, then at some point, as in the stag do case, the wedding, everybody comes back together and they've had a shared experience. That's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? So just feeling really good after all the epic stuff, trying to work at things. You know, today's been productive in many ways, you know, not in the, as I've already said, not in the usual fashion, but it's been productive. But what I really want to talk about is something I kind of hinted at there about being sort of judgmental and people labelling each other this, that or the other. You know, I'm kind of going to get on my soapbox a little bit. I'm going to try and make it positive, not turn it into a rant, because of course this channel is all about being positive, me trying to put a smile on my face, me trying to figure things out that are going on around me to understand how it can make things better for me, try and be that bit better myself, try and be that inspiration. But I seen a friend today take a little bit of criticism for something they got to do. You know, just like me meeting Ian Wone tonight, that was absolutely brilliant for me. Love that. Chatting football, you know, had a couple of pints, a totally normal evening. But a friend got to go and do lots of stuff in the media. It was around football actually, around the new season. And all of a sudden there's been a backlash on Twitter. And for as much as I encourage him, other people are really supportive and get behind him. You know, I know sometimes these comments really, really hurt and they're really, really unnecessary. And I just think that we've got to get to a point that we do start really appreciating getting to know people, trying to understand people's differences. We all suffer in our own little way, you know, and I'm not giving these people ammunition by saying that they actually get to this person, because they're dealing with it quite well. But it's really, really unfair, isn't it? When people work so hard to do things. My standard line now is to this person in particular, you get to do the things you do because you do the things you do. What I won't allow is anybody to pour cold water over all the hard work. And I say this from my point of view as well. I know that person won't mind me using them as an example in this particular case, but you know, I try and always use myself as an example, and I've been there. You know, I touched on the fact yesterday that everything changes when you sort of find that inner strength to almost just carry on. When something stops bothering you, you know you're in a good place. And I've had to really sort of learn that the hard way. I started DOdaily, a YouTube channel. It wasn't what people around me did. I try and talk about a subject that's difficult. People are telling me all the time, why don't you do a football channel? You can do that, you can talk about football. People love hearing you sort of get deep into that, but that's not what I want to do. I want to create a channel that sort of gets deep into my conscience and the conscience of other people, you know, and helps them understand that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to be upset sometimes. It's okay to not understand things, but what you have to do is try to understand where people are coming from. You know, we all suffer. This all stems from a place where I was suffering from my mental health. You know, I've found an activity. The reason I always encourage running is because I find an activity that gives me everything I need. I've spoke about that to the nth degree, you know, the drug, the feeling. And whilst even that's a struggle sometimes, you know I can call on something, but it all comes from a place where I wasn't feeling fantastic. You know, even that decision, taking up the running, people scoff, laughed, he can't do that, you know, he's unfit, he's overweight. You know, they probably look at me and think the same now, but I can deal with it so much better now because I'm not too concerned. Don't get me wrong, when I'm not feeling fantastic, it really, really gets to me. But seeing it happen to others, you know, really, really does upset me. And whilst I'll get over it, that the other person will get over it, you know, the people it's happening to, I just look at those people being judgmental and think, how shallow is that? You know, we can all criticise, we can all make comments about the way people do things, but the best thing to do if someone's being nasty is just kind of look over it. You know, me personally, and I don't want to say this in an arrogant way, I took some criticism for a picture I posted on social media about my hair. Do you know, my hair is probably my most inoffensive feature going, you know, but I kind of laughed at it because I thought, how silly is it? And again, when you get to that point, it's so important. I've had 1 or 2 issues recently where people have upset me, you know, and sometimes I've said what I think. I'll sort of be quite blunt and try and move forward. You know, if they don't like what I've said, we move on, we go our separate ways. If they sort of hear what I say, then that's absolutely fantastic, because then we can move forward through it and almost reconcile and live happily ever after almost. But you see what I mean, that I'm kind of saying it can go 2 ways, from being quite blunt, you know, I never want to be blunt, it's not comfortable, just like talking about these subjects, it gets me out of my comfort zone, but I realise it's something I have to do as well. And I think it's important to mention stuff like this periodically, because these are the things that can really, really affect people's mental health and really take people from a good state to a bad. Why would anybody want to do that? Why would anybody want to knock somebody off a perch where they feel pride of? We all want to feel good about what we're doing. We all want to feel positive. We all want to feel enthusiastic. And if you don't, to be honest, there's something a little bit wrong with you, because who wants to be sad, you know? But there's people out there that do nothing about it. You know, there's always somebody to judge. There's always somebody to get jealous, you know, and that's, people don't like it when you use those kind of words, because like, no, that's not me. But there are jealous people out there, you know, and we was having a conversation with Ian Wone tonight. He was saying when you do well at something, people do get jealous, and you've just got to stick your head out the parapet and just carry on doing the things that made you happy, you know, that have made it a degree of success for you, and just keep going. And that was that seeing it happen to someone else, you know, and realizing the kind of journey I've been on with that, made me want to talk about this. It's not the first time I've spoken about it, just like most things through DOdaily, but it was important for me to sort of mention it on the back of what I saw, you know, on that conversation I had already before I seen any of these comments. And the fact that even now, you know, there's little things that go off in my life where I feel people are trying to compete with me. You know, if you want to do some of the things I do, if you want to talk to people, meet people, do whatever it takes, just do some of the things I do, because it's not rocket science. You could probably do it better if you put in the hard work, the effort, you know, the time, and at times you make sacrifices, because that's what these things take. It doesn't just fall into your lap. You know, it's important that those people who are being a little bit nasty, just remember that nobody gives anything out for free, especially when it's considered a privilege. You know, nobody's giving those kind of things away. It takes a little bit of guts, a little bit of effort, and a little bit of determination to get past the naysayers, you know, and just keep pushing and achieving absolutely everything you can. And to kind of finish, I kind of wrap that up in a way that I'm always encouraging people to try and be that little bit better, to try different things. You know, I try not to preach, I don't preach. I'm just trying to use these examples. But again, if you can take something out of that, and perhaps you might understand that you could be a little bit nicer, perhaps you might think, I can get over these kind of comments. You know, whichever way you can take something from what I'm saying, what anybody else says. You know, I'm no expert in these subjects, but again, I'm prepared to put myself out there. People can criticize me as much as they want. It doesn't stop me. You know, I've done this now for over 600 episodes. I've got over 600 people subscribing, and again, that's not a gloat. That's just me doing what I do day in, day out, because I believe in myself. And when you believe in yourself, nothing else really matters. Probably say this at least once a week, you know, if not most days. When you believe in yourself, nothing else really matters, and that is so important, because if it puts a smile on your face, you know, even when the bad things happen, even when you get these crazy ideas and notions yourself, you just work through them. I've had to deal with some absolute crap in the last few years whilst I've been doing this, but I always find a way to come on, end it with a smile on my face, and as ever, be positive. And that's all it really takes. Until Wednesday workout, when I'll be looking to step that activity up, you know, use that running to build on this positivity, to get over this little irk I've had today, you know, because it is there, regardless of how positive I'm trying to be about it, it is there. Until then, just doing it.